We're getting fucked tonight. Hello everyone, happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. It is sleep session 850, so let's go straight into it. I I had quite the weekend, so I'm very excited to talk about that later in our yap session. But I also have actually I don't think I have anything to show you guys in terms of Pokemon. We'll take a look together in the box later. But I think that this week I'm going to be going back to Amber Canyon because it just has so much of the Pokemon that I'm looking to catch still. Like, for example, the Paldean Wooper there, and then 2 of the Larvatars. Like, are you kidding me? So it's like everything that I'm still searching for all in one place. I don't need to, disperse and go to Topalo and then the Tundra and Lapis Lakeside. So pretty neat. Although we're not making like any crazy progress, I'm just here more for the vibes and the availability of the Pokemon that I'm looking for. So let's see, is anyone hungry? No, they are not. Alright. Well, I'm going to give the bonus biscuit to Paldean Wooper over here. And I think I'm going to top it off, or try to. We'll see. After this Poke Biscuit, it's a 50-50 chance. Is it going to be full or not? If it's full, then we're just going to have to revisit it. If it's not, we can catch it. So let's see. It's full. So yeah, that's it for Sunday's sleep session. No crazy sleep styles or anything, but I mean, that's okay with me. I'm going to do Larvitar because Larvitar or Tyranitar requires a boatload of candies to level it up. So here's some Larvitar candies for you guys. These are the Dream Shards and Research EXP that we get. And let's pick up our missions before we move on. So we were so close to hitting Ultra 4, and yeah, pretty far from getting Master 3. And we finished all the Canyon missions though, so that's good. So the event for Amber Canyon debut is officially over. We did some good work. Now the area bonus for this place is 10%. We're going to come back here, so after this week it'll be 15%. So we're slowly making our way, building it up. And this is a weekly summary, so we are on week 123. 1, 2, 3. I love when little things like that happen. We did better than we did last week, obviously because of the area bonus and stuff. We are now at Ultra 3 as our personal best. And I got an overall grade of B, which I understand because Saturday I got home pretty late. The latest I probably got home in a while. Yeah, let's go back here. And I've really been enjoying this map. So I'm having a lot of fun just encountering Pokemon and finally seeing the Pokemon I need. I mean, did you see the 2 Larvatars there? At Topalo, at the midpoint of the week, I would not be seeing any more Larvatars. But this week we want desserts and drinks, which is good because there's still the avocado dessert that I need to make that avocado smoothie looking thing. Reminds me of avocado smoothies that you might find in Vietnamese pho restaurants. Also, I don't know if you guys are on like TikTok, but there's that one trend where people do a play on thing with the word pho or F-U-C-K. And there's like several songs. One of this is We're Getting Fucked Tonight by who was it? Who was it that sings that? WGFT, sung by Gunna and Burna Boy. So there's that, where instead of like we're getting fucked tonight, it's like we're getting pho tonight. And I find it so funny because I'm Vietnamese, so gives me a good giggle. And yeah, I've been loving watching that trend. Okay, let's quickly gather our ingredients, make our dessert, and then swap out for a dessert team. I've been really loving my crust though. Like, I'm so glad Grog gave me a different viewpoint on how to look and appreciate my crustal, because it's doing really great for avocados, especially when it procs its skill and it drops avocados. Amazing. Potatoes as well works really well for me with what I need. Kuma this week has not really been doing good. I haven't been really getting any corn from Kuma, so that's a little bit concerning. Let's see what we can make for desserts. Oh my gosh, we can make nothing. We're gonna make Ember ginger tea, which actually sounds so good. I'm gonna add more ingredients. I'm gonna let the game randomize it for me. Okay, it took the top 2 ingredients, all right. But ginger tea sounds so good because my throat is starting to feel scratchy, and it's been a while since it's been probably 10 years since I've partied. I sound so out of it, but it's been 10 years since I've partied. And the following day, my throat was sore. And I was like, I don't know if we were around like sick people or anything, because, it's like packed at the clubs and stuff sometimes, or like at the lounges. And then my friend was like, Bish, your throat's probably sore because you were drinking and talking, or like just having so much fun. And I'm like, you know what? It's probably true. Didn't even occur to me. I just thought it was like, we're packed like sardines. I'm gonna get sick here. All right, so we are going to try to make the popcorn, I think. Well, the thing with popcorn is if I bring up my magnezone, it's going to start going crazy. So maybe I'll do the tiramisu. So I need milk and coffee. And I will also, actually, let me proc Wigglytuff's skill, or else I'm going to lose that. I'm also going to take out my crustal because I have a lot of avocados, I feel. Let's double check to see how much I have. Actually, never mind. Kind of lazy. All right, so let's go to our dessert team over here. We're going to do cortado for coffee, miruku for milk, kuma for corn, and who should be the last one? You know what? I'm going to bring out Pebble just for the funsies, and we will be also, I mean, I could do this later and sleep with Pebble at nighttime, just making sure that I bring Pebble out during that time of the day before sleeping. But to be honest, I'm probably going to forget, and I'm probably going to be lazy. So there is that. But I also want to mention Eevee Day happened on the 21st November. So if you haven't yet, pick up your gift from the gift box. You get 1,121 sleep points and a Eevee incense. So this is our third Eevee Day that we've celebrated together. And it seems like there's going to be a maintenance in version 3.1.0 update. So just preparations for the new event that is coming, the Packed Portions Cooking Week Part 2, happening next week. So I probably should start preparing that in the middle of the week for ingredients and stuff. There's also some balance adjustments. Let's take a look at this. Also, Delibird is getting special treatment. Before, their skill was called Ingredient Magnet S. Now it's going to be called Present. So I actually like when the game does this because it kind of makes it feel more like personalized to the Pokemon. But it's called Present. It's still Ingredient Magnet S. Oh, and the skill itself is getting a little buff. So you get ingredients chosen at random, but sometimes you also get candy for one randomly selected Pokemon on your team. That is pretty neat. The number of ingredients obtained will be less, but the main skill chance increases. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. So you can kind of farm candies better this way. And I wonder if that will be setting precedence for like a skill where it just drops candies or something. What Pokemon would be a good Pokemon to debut that as? And now there is also adjustments to special appearance rate. So starting the new moon day 8, if you encounter Pokemon with a special appearance rate, the number of Pokemon you encounter during that sleep research will increase by 1. So normally if you conduct sleep research twice in one day and research at least 11 Pokemon in a single day, the research rewards for the 11th and any subsequent Pokemon will be less. However, if you encounter Pokemon with a special appearance rate, the research reward will be less starting with the 12th and any subsequent Pokemon. So there's that. No thoughts for me, to be honest. The Delibird thing, pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. I think it did mention only, is it one candy or candies? Oh, gets candy. So like one candy. Okay, let me see if there's anything that I wanted to show you guys. Oh, yeah, nothing. Well, here's my Mudkip. I think I found a better one, but I never invested in it. So, gonna become candy. And then the Pumpkaboo that I also caught. Unfortunately, not Mono Pumpkin, but we will be continuing our search in the Amber Canyon. Yeah, I got quite a bit of Pumpkaboos there. All right, we are basic 2. Let's do our favorite moment of the video after I fix my hair. It's not behaving today, but it's the yap session, our favorite portion of today's video, accompanied by, can you guess? Dun, 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 dun. Today we are having an iced latte, double shot iced latte. I feel like I need the extra caffeine this morning. I made some brown sugar banana syrup. Was it Saturday or Sunday? I think Saturday before I went out. But yeah, so this is brown sugar banana syrup iced latte with a touch of Malden sea salt and oat milk. Cheers. That is good. Usually I'm not like a banana flavored fan. If I eat banana, I just like the banana. But making banana syrup at home is just so much better because, you know, you're using like fresh banana. You're not using like an essence or anything. But oh my god, this is so good. I probably shouldn't be drinking coffee or iced drinks for that matter if I have a sore throat. But I mean, I can't help it. It's just so good. I'm almost done. I gotta chill. But speaking of chill, my weekend was probably a little less than chill, in a good way though. Before I get into it though, if you wear makeup, you'll understand the feeling. But I opened up a fresh tube of mascara on Saturday, okay? And I just want to show off my lashes real quick. Yeah, that was like quite up close and personal, but I forgot how much I love this mascara, and this is like my #1 mascara of all time. It's just a little tedious to remove in the sense that the one I used previously was the Deja Vu Keep Style. This was like #1 in Japan when I visited a couple years back, and it's a fiber mascara, which is great for lazy girlies like me when you don't want to spend too much time removing your makeup. So I remove my makeup every night when I shower. I use an oil cleanser, so I double cleanse. And then I don't need to use anything on my eyelashes because this mascara, it's not waterproof, it's a fiber. So you just need warm water and they peel off like little tubes. Really great. The only thing though is that they don't keep my lashes up straight. But I mean, if I curl after applying, like that's fine. And they lengthen well. And it's just like very easy to remove. This, however, waterproof, heavy duty. This is the Heroin Make Long and Curl Advanced Film. I usually alternate between the black and the brown. I think this one on my eye is black right now, but do you see how well it just keeps the curl up? Like, I forget how well this keeps the curl up. I didn't have to use a curling thing on my eyes afterwards, and they hold up like very well. Like, do you see that? But the only thing is, this stays on so well. I have oily lids, and this does not give me panda eyes, although I know some girls that they do that. But yeah, I fortunately do not have that problem. However, if I don't set my sunscreen, I do feel like oiliness. So my makeup routine right now is that I apply sunscreen, powder my face, brows, gel. So brows, I just fill in the sparse areas. I don't carve it out or anything. Brow pencil, brow mascara. I do a little bit of dark brown eyeshadow on the outer corners of my eyes just to like elongate the shape a little bit and add a little bit of depth. Blush, a setting highlight powder here, and then on my lids, and that kind of sets the eyes as well, so that when I use a powder later or mascara, I find it doesn't slip and slide even more. And that's it for my makeup. But when it comes to this mascara, they have a separate product where it's kind of also a tube like this, and you take it out and then you swipe it and it takes out all the mascara. I've never tried that. I just go for the cheapest alternative I could find at the drugstore. So this is the, usually whatever's on sale, okay? So this is the Nivea. It's a 2-part separation. So you gotta mix it up really well, and it has to be the 2-part one. Because the other makeup removers for the eyes, I find it will not get this. But if you do the solution that is separated with the oil, I just soak a cotton pad, let it sit for like 10 seconds, swipe it off, and it's like clean off. So yeah, really like this. This is probably like my 3rd bottle now. I just wanted to show for anyone that is like, especially if you have Asian lashes. Now granted, I do get a lot of Asian girlies tell me that I have long lashes for an Asian girl, but even though they're long, they still are straight pin sticking down. So this keeps it up. This keeps it up, and I just need to rave about it because I forgot how much I love this, and I freaking love this. I love it so much. Anyways, back into our regular scheduled programming. My weekend, wow, I had a lot of fun. So as I mentioned, it's been like 10 years since I've partied like this, okay? I think I was 18 or 19 when I was having my party phase. So that was when I was back in college, working part-time on the weekends. So I worked part-time almost every weekend for 5 years. And when I was 18, 19, I started hanging out, or my friends and I started like, you know, clubbing, partying as you do when you're that young. So it would be a lot. It would be working the full shift, full 8-hour shift, Saturday, Sunday. And then Saturday we go out party, sometimes even Sunday. you know, when we're feeling a little bit more like wanting to have fun. But I was still at that age where I was like awkward, you know? So it's like, it was different back then for me. Obviously, if you get enough drinks, drink responsibly, by the way. But obviously back then, like once, you know, got a little lit, it's easier to let loose and like let your hair down and have fun. But I would say that version of me was still very shy, insecure, and like just awkward. Now I'm 31. I have so much like self-confidence in myself. I don't care what people think. I'm just there to have a good time, listen to good music, and dance. Fabian, congrats on your shiny Caterpie. Your golden little nugget there. It looks like those Chinese Ignots. Gold Ignots. I don't know if that's what it's called, but very lucky and auspicious looking, especially with the red, which is also an auspicious color in Asia. But yeah, it's been 10 years since your girl partied, and I went with a group of girls, my best friends, my cousins, and then 2 other girls who I used to party with back like 10 years back as well. So it was so fun just to hang out with everyone. But I do have a bone to pick because wow, the party scene is so different from what it was like back in my day. Yeah, back in my day, okay? Back when I was in my early 18, 19 years of age, people, like the dance floor was so lively. People actually really danced. The girls got up on tables and everything. The guys are dancing too. They're like very engaged with wanting to pick up women. Oh my gosh, Nico Robin. Isaac found a shiny Swablu. I'm so jealous. Also, shout out Isaac, since you were at my last stream. It's been a minute. I was very happy to see you though. I think of you sometimes and I'm like, I hope Isaac is doing well. But yeah, the music back then was like so great. Everyone was dancing. It was so fun. It was so lively. Now, I mean, maybe it's the places I went to, but then I talked to a friend later and he told me like, yeah, it's just different from how it was back then. But the first place we went to, it was like house music. I can't really dance to house music, and I don't really enjoy house music. If anything, I prefer like trance and techno from like the early 2000s. But the newer stuff, I don't know, I just doesn't hit the same for me. But the vibes were great at the first location. Just the music wasn't, and it was crowded, okay? It was big, it was crowded, but no one's dancing. Everyone's just standing around or like on their phone, and I was shocked, you know? I was really shocked. So then our other girlfriends came and we decided quickly like, yeah, this is not the vibe for us. We hopped on to the next place. Now the next place, they played good music, okay? It was smaller, it was still packed, but they played good music. And the type of music I like to dance to is like rap, hip hop, R&B type vibes, okay? And that was what they were delivering that night. So I was super happy. Started dancing, you know, they played music like Lean Back from Fat Joe, Controlla from Drake, Fancy from Drake, like that type of vibe, you know, music I can dance to, music where you can kind of like have more rhythm compared to like house. So I was having such a great time dancing. But the thing is, there also no one was dancing. Well, barely anyone. If anything, our group of girls danced near the DJ, which was a woman, which I love. But everyone else is not dancing. They were just like sitting, standing around and like staring, I guess. And hey, you know what? No judgment there. I still had a really fun time. I was just hoping for more people to dance because I wanted to dance with people, you know? And it didn't matter if it was guy or girl. I just wanted to dance with people. You know what the funny thing is? I was talking to a friend yesterday and he was like, oh, you probably had another single experience, aka men hitting on you. I hope you enjoyed that. And I was like, you know what? Funny thing, I actually didn't get hit on all night. And I was like, it's not like a bad thing to me. Like, I'm indifferent about that. I just find it funny when people think that I get hit on a lot more than I actually do. And then it makes me think like, is there something wrong with me? Am I like just not approachable or something? Am I intimidating? Am I scary? And I don't feel like I'm intimidating or scary. Like, I'm always very like smiley, happy-go-lucky, no resting bitch face. But yeah, I mean, the guys don't hit on me. and once that was brought to my attention, I was like, but why? If anyone knows, or if you have any theories why that could be, I would love to hear it, especially from a guy's perspective. Like, what makes you decide whether or not you want to go up to a girl, or like what makes you determine whether or not she looks approachable? Because I mean, I find I look very approachable, right? And I have such a kind face, but maybe that's just like not the vibe people are looking for. I don't know. But what I can say is that I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of drinking. I did not get drunk, surprisingly, but I did drink quite a bit, more than I have in quite a long time. Especially when you're like when you're that girl in the group who's single now, and then like when people offer you shots, they're like, you're single, you'd get 2 shots. Like, you're taking 2 shots. So a lot of the times, while all the other girls are taking 1 shot, I'm there, boop, boop, 2 shots, you know? And that helped me maintain like a good buzz, a good tipsy, but not a drunk. I did not want to get drunk that night. Because I wanted to be able to still have fun, dance, and like catch up with the girls and like have good conversations as well. So yeah, we stayed until like maybe 3:30 in the a.m. and I still felt like I could dance the night away. But if my girls want to go home, I'm gonna go home too. I had a lot of fun. It was such a blast. Didn't get hungover the next day, but I woke up with like a sore throat, and I'm like, you guys, I don't know if I'm getting sick. Maybe like we were around sick people, and that was when my friend was like, or maybe you just drank and you had a lot of fun. And I'm like, true, it could be that as well. So yeah, I woke up Sunday morning, felt great, did my regular routine, tidied up and cleaned a bit, and just prepped for the week, because later that evening I had dinner at a high school friend's place. So my friend picked me up, and then we went to the grocery store, and then we headed to our friend's place, and they have a 6-month-old beautiful baby angel girl, and she was just so sweet. Like, she immediately smiled at me when I like interacted with her, and she was so good. She loved to be held, so I was holding her. We were laughing, we were smiling at each other, we were dancing, I was singing to her, and she was just so well behaved, and I had so much fun. And then another friend there was like, you look like you're so ready to be a mom, do you want babies? And I'm like, hell no, at least not anytime soon. I think maybe if I find, look, the thing is, for me, I'm in no rush to get married or have kids. I'm very happy that at this phase in my life, I really can take it slow if I want to, and I no longer have that like fear that's fed to you as a woman, that you have a biological clock and la da da. Like, yes, there is that, but at the same time, I don't want to see dating as a means to an end just to accomplish goals like getting married and having kids, you know? I feel like I am so good being alone if I never find that person, because I'm already that person for myself. But if I were to ever encounter a man where I look at him and I'm like, you would make such an amazing husband to me and such an amazing dad to any children I ever decide to have, then yeah, of course I would want to pursue something with him and like get married and have kids. But I wouldn't selfishly want to get married or have kids just because it fulfilled some sort of life goal that I have for myself, because I just don't think that's the right way to look at things. And I feel like that's how sometimes people become parents, and they shouldn't, to be honest. I love kids, don't get me wrong. And I felt so flattered when that friend was like, you look like you're so ready to be a mom and all that stuff. And you know what? I think I would make a great mom, but I'm not in a rush. It's not something that brings me like stress or anything. And I feel like when my time comes, my time will come when the right person comes. But for the time being, the right person in my life right now is me. So I'm just enjoying so much of what this chapter looks like. It truly feels like a reboot season of my life, you know what I mean? With a new location, new characters, and it's like when you're watching a series and it's just like a new season, and you're super excited for this season. That's what I'm excited for. Like, there's just so much unknown, new characters from the past, new characters you've never seen, new version of me, and it's been so great. So yeah, hot pot was really great. I ate so much. I ate so well during this weekend, which makes me really excited, because my goal is to gain more weight, since I lost a lot of weight during the first month of my breakup because I was just so sad, and when I'm sad, I don't have an appetite. But my appetite has been kicking up, especially with all of the activities that I've been doing. So I was super excited. I was so well fed yesterday, especially at Hot Pot. And then yeah, so we chilled a bit. We also had some drinks, so that was fun. Nothing too crazy though. And then my friend and I left around 7:30, so he drove me back home, and then I just unpacked all the groceries that I picked up earlier that day with him, and then I just spent the rest of the night just talking to friends and listening to music and tidying up here and there. And I'm excited because later today I have dance class. So I'm really excited to see what sort of choreo we're gonna do. Last 2 weeks we did jazz funk. So I'm hoping this week is something a little more like sexy and sensual. But speaking of sexy, so for girls' night when I was getting ready, I was taking pictures and then I sent it to my girlfriends just to let them know like, hey, this is what I look like. I'm done getting ready. And then my best friend comes over because she lives like a couple minutes away. So she came over here so that my cousin can come pick us up both at the same time. So my best friend comes over and she was like, it's so weird seeing you because you look so cute, but like S word at the same time, because she felt uncomfortable saying sexy, like that I look sexy. And it's funny because when I look at the pictures, I think, okay, yeah, I could see how it's like people would look at me and think I'm cute, but I don't think it's like sexy, you know? But I mean, it's subjective, and they, you know what they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you're curious to see what I wore, follow me on Instagram. I am going to be making a post because I'm like, you know what? Life is too short not to document all the good memories, and your girl hasn't been out like this in 10 years. So I took some pictures and I'm like, why not share it, you know? Also, a goal of mine is to get more girlies in the community. So, I mean, I love when I see what other girls are wearing and like, you know, really in their element. So I'm like, if I love consuming that stuff and I like to take content of that sort of stuff, why not share it? So yeah, Instagram, TikTok, follow me there for some stuff outside gaming sphere. I haven't posted in my gaming TikTok in a while. Yeah, it's just like going through all the content again and making shorts and like stuff like that. I think one day I will need to hire an editor for that, someone funny who can really like capture people's attention, but I'm in no rush for that. But yeah, anyways, that was my weekend. I had so much fun. If you guys had any exciting weekend plans, definitely let me know. I'm always like super nosy and curious about what other people are doing. But also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Join us in the Discord if you want a popping, fun community. We have so much talented people there as well. We have like chefs, lizard and frog connoisseurs. We have some DJs in there. Like, you guys are so multifaceted and talented, and I just love popping in there every now and then. Not only are you funny, but you're so talented and you're so cool. And I'm like, I have such a community of cool people and I love it. So yeah, join us in the Discord. Everyone is super welcoming, super inviting. And yeah, check out all my other socials. Still planning the stream schedule for this week because I have some plans coming up. So I need to solidify that before I make any commitments for streaming because life comes first for me right now. And I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, good luck. Let me know where you went this week, where you're planning to go next week. And yeah, have fun. Bye.